Welcome to the Creative Mind Smart Money podcast, where we turn financial confusion into creative confidence. I'm Samantha Eck, bookkeeper and fractional CFO for creative entrepreneurs. Each week, I'm sharing my financial expertise and actionable strategies to help you build a thriving creative business. Plus, you'll hear from industry experts who bring fresh perspectives on growing your business beyond the numbers. Because building a successful creative business starts with strong financial foundations. Your next chapter starts now. You're listening to the Creative Mind Smart Money podcast, and today I have special guest Kelly with us. From burned out 9-to-5 corporate girl who literally worked on her daughter's wedding day on the drive to the chapel to getting time freedom and money freedom with her business, she hit 110K in less than a year with less than 1,000 followers. She has ADHD, which most creatives do, and have come up with ways to manage her business without working 24/7. How are you today, Kelly? It's so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm good. It's this beautiful sunny day in Texas as always. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you and what you do?
Absolutely. So you're a female business owner. So you know how female business owners, we are like trying to build these businesses, spinning a million plates, keeping the household running. Everything tends to fall on our shoulders,
Yeah.
from figuring out birthdays to organizing holidays to running these big businesses of ours. And we feel overwhelmed. Like 47 tabs open, got
Yes.
thousands of unread emails. We're having bills paid late. Like we just are having such a struggle to just keep all of the plates spinning all at the same time. So I basically help female entrepreneurs build the business of their dreams without sacrificing their personal life. So having this beautiful balance between building and scaling, but also living in alignment with what we say is important. So I'm a business coach. I have ADHD, like you said, and I realized that our brains work very differently than men's brains. And so we're never just doing one thing at a time. We're doing one thing, but also distracted by 57 other things.
Yeah.
We tend to ping pong a lot. And I knew pretty quickly that the normal corporate systems for businesses don't work very well for female entrepreneurs. So I was a certified director of operations. I worked as a fractional director of ops inside of lots of small businesses, but they
Yep.
had teams. So even though they were small businesses, we're talking at least 7 figures a year in revenue and teams of 5 at minimum. And I started Walk Like Warriors as a faith-based page. It was just a creative outlet. I don't
Yeah.
really know what my intention was with it. I just realized I'm helping all these people scale their businesses, and I don't even have an online presence. I mean, I had a website, but it was like a landing page website. So I just started to kind of play and dabble, and one thing led to another, and someone slid into my DMs, "Will you coach me?" And I said, "You're gonna die." I was like, "No, I don't do that." And then the next day, someone else was like, "Hey, will you be my business coach?" I was like, I mean, I was coaching small business owners, but I mean,
Yeah.
it had scaled pretty large and had teams. And so after the third or fourth person, my mentor said to me, "Why are you saying no? You should just try it." And so then the business just exploded. December 31st of 2023, I closed the director of ops business and went all in on being a business coach to female entrepreneurs who are on the struggle bus with their business and balancing all the things. It's not like we're not capable. We're smart, we're
Yes.
capable, but we're doing so many things. We're overwhelmed and we're not totally sure how to scale without working 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that 110%. And I think that's so common because you're right. We do have so much that's going on within our minds. And I can tell you from experience, my husband has a lot less on his mind than I do. That doesn't mean he doesn't care. It's just that we think of everything at once instead of focusing on just one thing at a time.
Exactly. I like to say, when your husband is, for example, if he was going to be paying his estimated quarterly taxes, he
Yeah.
is paying his estimated quarterly taxes. When you do it, the cat is crying, so you open the door for the cat. The school calls, so you're like trying, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to pack the lunch.
Yeah.
Science fair is next week. I forgot to put that in the Target order. I need it." So like you're doing the one thing, but you're also thinking of 57 things. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean we're smarter. It doesn't mean men are smarter. It's sort of like the whole spaghetti or waffle brains. So women have spaghetti brains. Everything is tangled up together, very
Yeah.
integrated. That serves us really well. Men, waffle brain. When he is in his paying the taxes box, that's the box he's in. And so
Yeah.
we tend to say, "Can't you hear the doorbell?" And they're like, "No." because they actually
Yes.
can't hear the doorbell. We hear everything and see everything and feel everything and like are thinking about everything. And so it doesn't make one better or worse. But when it comes to running a small business,
Yeah.
it can be our superpower, but quite often I like to say it's a lot more like our kryptonite. And so our
Yeah.
business isn't growing because we're holding so much stuff in our head at all times. And that usually leads to ping ponging between activities all day.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Well, most entrepreneurs believe that working longer hours does equal more success. But why is this a trap and what's the reality behind true profitability?
Love this question because it's sort of like how we all say that the number of followers on Instagram doesn't equal income.
Yeah.
We say it, but we do tend to think that person with 3 million followers has more income than someone with 3,000 followers. So we say it, we know that that's not true, but we act like it is true. And so the same exact principle applies. We say we know that busyness does not equal success, but we don't actually live our life like that. And we're doing a lot. And a marker of this is we are busy all flippin' day, like, just
Yeah.
like, literally just moving as fast as we possibly can, cross 3 things off the to-do list, add 10 more, but at the end of the day, when our head hits the pillow, we're like, "Okay, I know I was busy all day,
Yeah.
but when I'm trying to think of all the stuff I was doing, I really can't categorize it. I don't even know how to explain all the things. I don't even remember some of the stuff I was doing." And so, there's so many things that we're doing that I don't like when people are like, "Just work on income producing activities." Well, that must be nice for you. The rest of us, we're running businesses and not everything is income producing, okay? So,
Yes.
I don't like that is the mark of, like, the demarcation because, like, that doesn't actually apply, especially to solopreneurs or as like, a one-person show who's got, like, a VA or a social media manager or a bookkeeper. You're still doing a lot of stuff that's not income producing, and that's not
Yeah.
bad. What I want people doing is the stuff that matters. And because of the ping ponging and I open up Instagram to answer DMs, but then I realize I didn't send my email. Then I realize I never paid my quarterly taxes. And then so like we're doing that all day long. And
Yeah.
so there's so much cognitive load there, which slows us down. But also, it's estimated that we lose 17 minutes every time we task switch. So we're busy, but a lot of that busyness is we don't realize it. It's not like you would say, "Oh, yeah, I wasted approximately 3.5 hours today because I was going back and forth between activities." But when you can't recall what you did that day, that's actually what's happening is you don't realize that there's a lot of wasted time in there. And so that's where I really like to get female entrepreneurs thinking in terms of like buckets. Like I theme my days. So Monday is admin day and Tuesday is content creation day. Or for you, Samantha, it would be like podcast day. And so instead of like most people are like, oh, I batch my tasks. I don't do that. I actually batch my whole day. And it allows us to operate in our zone of genius, our spaghetti brain, but still stay inside of the right bucket. So we're playing in the same sandbox all day instead of running all over the
Yes.
playground. And then we can't remember all the places we went. So typically, when women start to build their business like that, my average graduate reports saving 8 hours and 15 minutes a week. A week, like,
That's
literally
crazy.
working so much less. And, you know, people are like, "Well, how did you do that? It must be magic." No, it's when she sits down to work, she's got an ordered list. This is getting done. And it also the really cool thing, this is what makes my heart happy. They're like, "I'm more present with my kids now." Because you're
Yeah.
not thinking about work. The problem with entrepreneurship is we never feel done, right? Like, we just
Yes.
never feel done. It's just like our brain is just going. And so by batching our days, not our tasks, it's actually like, whew, job well done, Samantha. You're done for the day. Just
Yeah.
take off that CEO hat and now you're with the kids and you don't have to be thinking about all the other things because it's sort of like my grandma used to say, a place for everything and everything in its place. So I like to say there's a day for everything and everything inside its day. And it's really powerful. So it really gets us evaluating what needs to be shed because there's a lot of stuff we do that doesn't actually need to be done.
Yeah.
And what needs to be added, the stuff that, and I have a whole soapbox about a lot of female entrepreneurs are not taught um, what needs to be done to build the business. And so they resort to, which crushes me, just endless content creation, which is such a time suck. And
Yes.
I mean, I could go on for 5 hours just about that, but I'm sure you have other questions to ask me. But it's sort of like on Little Shop of Horrors, the
Yeah.
monster, feed me, Seymour. That's how I view Instagram and content creation. It's just like, feed me, I'm never
Yes.
full. And it's like, if we're not careful, we're spending a ton of time on something that's very like we're not getting leverage from it, but we
Yeah.
we weren't taught anything else to do. So we keep falling back on the one thing that's not working and it's taking up most of our time.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. And I love that you stated that you have like specific days because, like, for me in my business, I have a specific CEO day, and that's where I work on like the really high level stuff, the
Mhm.
content creation, things like that. And that's the day that I work on that stuff so that I don't get distracted throughout the week because I think it's so true. Like, when you just have a million things on your task list and you don't dedicate the time to it, you just end up getting lost in a bunch of different things that are going on.
Yes, precisely. You definitely hit the nail on the head there.
So now you said your system helps business owners reclaim at least an extra 8+ hours a week. Can you give us like a peek into how that works, which I think you already explained a little bit about it?
Yeah, so on Monday, I call it admin day. So it's like the
Yep.
tasks you would give an administrative assistant. Usually it's like more tactical type of tasks. It's sending out agreements, it's getting to inbox zero, it's answering messages, it can be filing receipts. It's all those really tactical tasks that some people might be like, "Well, that system sounds stupid." The whole thing is when we don't nip those in the bud at the beginning of the week, they tend to bleed into the rest of the week, which bleeds
Yeah.
us dry. We're just like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. You know what? Why don't we just tackle all that stuff? Tie up all those loose threads into a pretty pink bow on Monday. And then Tuesday through Friday, we can really drill down and focus on the stuff that's super crucial and critical for the business. When we don't get all those tasks done, all those like miscellaneous tasks, they tend to just suck up so much time throughout the week. So I just like to get it out of my head, get it all done on Monday. And then Tuesday, content creation day or meeting day, depending on the business. So I'm a business coach. So my Tuesday is meetings all day, like I'm coaching
Yeah.
all day. And then Wednesday is your sales and marketing day. So what I find is most women are really, and I don't know if your like target demographic listener is female. I would assume it maybe skews a little bit female. And your Wednesday is 20% of your week. And so if you
Yeah.
will spend an entire day doing nothing but sales and marketing efforts, your business will grow. Like most people think that posting on Instagram is their sales and marketing effort. So we do that all day, which leads to pretty explosive growth if you'll do that for just one quarter. And then Thursday's a day to pick a project, a big, hairy project, all the ones we kick
Yeah.
the can down the road, onboarding sequence, offboarding sequence, a referral program, affiliate program, all these big projects. We could pick one and do it on Thursday. That day is inspired by Cal Newport's book, Deep Work. I love having like a big, juicy, deep work session to just knock out a crucial project. It's how I've done everything I've done in my business in the last 12 months. And then Friday is CEO day. So measuring metrics. I love
Yeah.
that you're so big on this on threads. I'm like, praise the Lord. Somebody else besides me is saying this is you have to know the state of your business. And how can
Yeah.
you know it if you're not measuring anything? And most self-made multimillionaires who own small businesses have said that their success was tied to one thing, and that was measuring their numbers at regular intervals and developing strategy around it. So the whole bedrock of your CEO day should be measuring those important numbers. So KPI is short for key performance indicator. It's a
Yep.
fancy snobbish person's way of saying the important numbers. Like some people are like, what's that? Well, I don't know. People make up stupid names so that they sound smart, but it's just the important numbers in your business. You measure them, you do strategy around them. I pay my team. I look at my financials. I look at how profitable I am. I see what's
Yep.
driving profitability. It's just a day to basically, I like to say it's like rising up above, like a bird looking down on my business, what's happening. And that's the day that prevents me from getting in the weeds in my business. Most like, a fancy way of saying it is like, it's where you can work on your business, not just in your business. Well, to me, I'm like, what does that even mean? So I just like to say it's like rising up and looking at a bird's eye view. What's happening? Are these numbers? I like to see your KPI dashboard. They're like whispering screams. They are telling you, like, alert,
Yeah.
alert, this is dangerous. You need to fix this. Or they're like, keep, good job, Samantha, keep going. This is going great. They're fortune tellers for your business. And so, how can we run a successful business? How can we even know what content to produce if we have no clue what's happening in our business? I actually don't understand how people are running businesses without measuring their numbers because how do you, well, this will speak to you, sweet one, is they just open their bank account and they think that's whether or not they're successful. And it's like the amount
Yes.
in your bank account has nothing to do if you're doing a good job as a business owner. It actually doesn't even tell you how much money you have as a business owner.
It doesn't.
So
Yes.
that's kind of the week. And so basically by chunking within that, and that doesn't mean, so someone might be listening and they're like, well, I'm a health coach. What do I do the rest of the day? No, that's just what you're chunking your day like that for the beginning of the day to really strengthen your business, not just make more content all the time. And then the rest of the day, do whatever the heck you feel like doing. Whatever your business requires is what you're doing. But by following that routine, that ritual, our business is getting holistically healthy. And the
Yes.
businesses I see that are failing, one or all five of those pieces is missing in a really big way. And all they're doing is posting on Threads, YouTube, Instagram, praying to God they go viral and make $700,000 like their guru they look up to. And it's like that ship has sailed. It is not 2021 anymore. We're not in post COVID. Everybody's home on their phone.
Yeah.
If you don't figure out a different way to grow your business, you're just going to keep banging your head against the wall and going viral in this day and age. And I know because I've coached plenty of them, more often than not, people say, I wish it never happened because you end up with
Yeah.
misaligned followers, tons of DMs from people who want free stuff they're not planning on buying. And so to me, I like to say Walk Like Warriors, the brand, is like hard work and good old fashioned business principles. They had a baby, and that baby is Walk Like Warriors. That's it. I got nothing fancy. I can't help you go viral. I still have never gone viral. But, I've had 3 back to back multi 5-figure launches with 1,200 followers. So it's like, I don't really care about the viral game. I care about helping
Yes.
business owners actually build an algorithm proof business that freaking lights me up like nothing else.
Yes, and I love that because I I I feel it. I feel the burnout with social media and I'm just
Yes.
like I'm so done with it. Like I don't want to look at it and it just feels like you constantly have to be a certain way in
Mhm.
order to like get people to like really look at you in the way that makes sense. So I'm like I just want to like be myself
Yeah.
and not have to worry about what other people are thinking. So I love that. I love that. And I think that, obviously content creation and sales and marketing is an important part of business, but I think there's a time and a place for it, not necessarily like having this consumption in your life like we so often see.
100%. I think that, I don't know, you can bleep this out of your podcast if you don't like it, but I think some people feel like they have to prostitute themselves for the algorithm. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. Like, I'm not going to literally do something that I absolutely despise about myself and I'm going to think less of myself for doing in order to go viral or get a lot of views. Now, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that good social media strategy is not important. But what I am saying is like, I feel like what's being prioritized is very like base level, shareable stuff. And I show up to serve, baby. Like, I don't know what else people want from me. I'm going to
Yeah.
serve. And if it never goes viral, so be it. Like, my account is
Yes.
designed where someone could follow Walk Like Warriors and be like, holy crap, I'm getting so much business strategy and I didn't pay for it. And that's kind of stuff typically is not going to go viral. It would go viral if I was like, how to make 6 months of content in 4 minutes. Oh, I'm like, I want to know that. Like, it's just to me, I mean, come on, this stuff is, the like looping audio for 3 seconds and then the caption has no value whatsoever.
Yeah.
Again, no shade or hate to people that are doing that. I'm just saying for me personally, as a human being, that doesn't feel authentic to me. It
Yeah.
it feels fake and like I'm doing it for the follows, I'm doing it for the shares, and I don't wanna build a business that 5 years from now I look back on, I'm like, "Who are you? Like,
Yeah.
why are you do?" I would rather just slow growth, but it feels like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I've always been told, like, oh, you're giving too much value. You're giving too much value. And I'm like, I would rather give value and have people come to me who value the value that I'm providing
Mhm.
rather than having people who are like, you're giving too much value. Like, you need to give less value and have them come to you. I'm like, education is so limited. Like, education is so limited around things pertaining to business owners.
Mhm.
And I don't want to be a block to someone else who just needs one little piece of advice to further their business. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to do their bookkeeping for 100% free. But am I going to tell them, hey, you should separate your business and personal finances? Hey, you shouldn't just look at your bank account? Absolutely. I don't care how many times I say it because it's important that they know that kind of stuff.
I will say someone had said to me about a year ago, I had like 40 followers, and they were like, it's only a matter of time before you blow up and go viral. And I was like, I didn't know why she said it, but she's like, you pack so much value into this page. Well, it still hasn't happened. I
Yeah.
think that about you on Threads. I'm like, this is the most value I feel like of anybody spinning up content is this account right here. I'm not blowing smoke at you either. Like legitimately, when I see someone like you showing up and serving that actually has strategy, h holy smokes. I'm like, she actually knows what she's doing, which is such a refreshing. I feel like there's a lot of inauthenticity on social and a lot of people playing business owner. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
it I don't care if there's a business coach who never owned their own business. You might still know a lot about business, but you can tell in someone's content. Do they actually know what they're talking about, or are they just like a complete fraud? And as soon as I saw your account, I was like, okay, this person clearly knows a lot about what they're talking about. And I just want to tell you, seriously want to give you such a big shout out. It was truly refreshing to see somebody showing up and serving with so much value on the daily. It's not easy to do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I mean, that's one of my core things, right? Like as a woman of faith as well, like I just feel like serving. And I
Mhm.
feel like serving in a sense that like helps others because that's what I feel very called to do.
I love
So,
it. I love it. I think when we've got that as our foundation, there's a part of it that becomes not about business, it becomes character.
yes.
And maybe that's
Yes.
why, again, and I'm not saying someone is wrong for trying to go viral. What I'm saying is I know there are certain topics I could touch on that would be more likely to help me go viral, but I'm like, this is not, it's just not me. It's not, I don't
Yeah.
feel like that's how I want to show up and serve people. And there's so much gatekeeping too. It's like, well, if I give too much away for free, they're not going to buy from me. I have found the opposite to be true.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I just wish, again, and now I don't know if you've seen the whole trend, like stop posting educational content. It doesn't
Yes.
work. And I'm like, everything I've built has been based on educational content. It won't help you be reshared a bajillion times and thus go viral or end up on the explore page. But I think that the people who vibe with that, the people who appreciate someone showing up consistently and pouring into them, those are the
Yeah.
exact people that will buy from you. Those are the people who are the most engaged. You know who doesn't buy from you? You posted some hilarious reel that was super relatable. So they followed you because they thought, Samantha's so funny. And
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't buy a lot from comedians. I don't think I've ever spent $1 on a comedian. So it's like you don't want them getting whiplash either. Like you went viral for the super funny, relatable thing. Then you try to sell, and then you end up with this massive following that doesn't want
Yeah.
to buy from you.
Yes. Yeah, no, I 100% agree because like that's what I do on my podcast too is all I do is really talk about value and education and things like that. And I think that that's so important and I've had people before like the thing is even if you give away that much education, right? That person's brain is never going to work the same way that your brain
Right.
does.
Yes.
That's why you do what you do. That's why people are drawn to you. So the way I'm speaking, I can speak all the time and educate them about everything that I can, but their brain just isn't going to work that same way. Some will, most won't. And the people that's brain doesn't work that way are going to want to work with you because they're like, I can't do that. Help me.
Yeah, a really interesting example of this. So that's part of it is they're buying you, they're buying your brain, they're buying your strategy.
Yeah.
Some of it also is maybe they can copy you exactly. They don't have the time to. And there's a whole niche there where it's like they
Yeah.
just want to hit the easy button and be like, well, I could do it myself, but she clearly is just as smart as me, maybe more so. So I'm going to hire her. And you see this with, I love the company Story Brand, Donald Miller's company called Story Brand. They
Yeah.
literally on the podcast tell you the entire system, and at the end, they're like, you can hire one of our certified guides and it's, a bajillion dollars. But the reason that they can give everything away for free and people still hire the guide is that someone like me, I'm so close to my own business that I can't always see the forest for the trees. And so
Yes.
that's where too, there's a lot of service-based business providers. Like I was coaching a virtual assistant last year. I'm like, you could tell them your entire organizational system. They'll still hire you because so many of them are like me. And I'm like, I just want to hit the easy button. Where is that button? I just want someone
Yes.
to do it for me. And so you also unlock a whole new level of profitability in your business, as you know, because the people who have more money than time, they'll pay you really good money to hit the easy button for them, even though they could do what you do. They want you to do it because you're clearly good at it. You've shown up online, you've shown that you know your stuff. and this doesn't apply to everyone, but it's like I even tell health coaches, why are you gatekeeping? I'm not hiring a
Yeah.
health coach because you don't have some mysterious knowledge that's not clear. I'm hiring you for the accountability. So you could literally tell me
Yes.
your whole program, but I'm not hiring you for the knowledge. I can get that on YouTube or from Chat GPT. I'm
Yeah.
hiring you to hold me accountable. And so this is where I think the gatekeeping, people still do it. And it blows my mind because I'm like, I will only hire someone that I think can help me. And how do I know you can help me if you've never shared anything of
Yes.
value with me?
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Now, to branch off of that, like a lot of business owners struggle to delegate or automate
Yeah.
because they think, well, no one else can do it like me. How do we help people shift that mindset?
That is a huge thing that I hear from business owners, and there's a couple points here. One is that none of us are the best at every area of our business. And if you're an entrepreneur that thinks that every aspect of your business you are the absolute best at, I have a little the talk to have with you about pride because no one is the best at everything.
Yeah.
And part of growth and scalability is releasing control of what isn't going to hurt the vision of the business. So I believe most people, their first hire, it should be somewhere in this category. Is you need to have a good virtual assistant, you need to have a good bookkeeper slash CPA, some CFO in whatever. I mean, a $50,000 a year business doesn't need a CFO, but they need
Yeah.
someone to help them inform their financial strategy. And then at some point, a social media person to help take that content creation monkey weight off of your back. Those three roles will eventually need to be hired. And what I have always found to be true is when you're hiring for someone who's in that zone of genius, they do it better and they do it faster. Those two things.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say is so for you is, and if I call you sweet one, I'm sorry. That's just what I call people, but I really care about them. But I would trust that you are way more aware of software and tools and what's trending and this new law that just got passed. Cause like you obviously breathe this stuff. And to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'm good at it. I can do it myself. But at some point, it's like I either don't want to because I don't have the time or bandwidth, or this person is obsessed with the industry that they operate within. So they're gonna know way more than you.
Yeah.
They don't do it just like me. One is the humility to say, yeah, but Samantha's way is probably better because this is her industry. And if it's those things where you're like, I don't care, it has to be done like this. What I teach business owners to do is I share my screen. I have a Zoom meeting with one, and that would be myself. And I say, all right, so when you get to this page, you're going to click on the top left button and it's green. And then and you literally can do it. And then they watch the video. And you know what happens when, so you onboard someone, you give them the Zoom video, they do it just like you because they do it alongside you. And I
Yeah.
have them use that Zoom video every time they do it until it's quote unquote just like me. There's very few things in my business that need to be done just like me. But those ones, it's like that's how you can offload. And the other thing I really love about building a training manual with Zoom videos of you teaching it,
Yeah.
it's evergreen. So if things don't work out with a social media manager or a VA, you don't have to spend all that time retraining them. It's
Yeah.
there and you just share the video with the next person. It ensures that it is done just like you for it's a small amount of tasks, but I'm sure there are things that all of us want done a very specific way.
Yeah.
But the other thing is no one during training can capture all that information live. And it's much more helpful for them to be able to follow along to a video until they get the hang of it. So that is to me the best way to offload things to other people. But I think that especially with VAs and bookkeepers, like those two things, when you hire the right person, they're so much faster than you and they see things in your blind spot. And by definition, it's your blind spot. So you might be like,
Yes.
I don't have blind spots. Well, by very definition, you don't know that it's there. And adding a fresh set of eyes to your business, woo, it is like the rainbow sprinkles on the Sunday. It's that extra like oomph that your business needs, but you don't know that it
Yeah.
needs it. So, like, quote unquote, even, and I hate that word for VAs. I started out as an administrative assistant. I love that role. And I think the right person, that is one of the most important roles of all time for a business owner to hire for.
Yeah.
But they they help me see blind spots in my business that it's like getting hit in the head with a baseball bat. I'm like, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that that was happening. So that's another thing is I hear a lot of business owners like, I'm an island and I just wish I had. This is why you have people help you. It's like
Yes.
that collaboration. So, and that's when I see that a lot with your posts. I'm like, see, this is somebody who's like a strategic partner.
Yeah.
And if there's one area that's super weak for the women, at least in my circle, it is metrics and financials. Is just like popping open Stripe and that's how much money we have. Like, no,
Yes.
please stop doing that. There's nothing to do with anything. Or, they'll overspend because they had one good month in their business and then the next month they're laying off their VA. I'm just like, we need to do better. We need to operate a little bit more like CEOs and less like hobbyists. And that does start with those key hires when you're profitable enough for that to make sense. I don't think someone making $50 a month should be hiring a team member, but there are certainly some benchmarks, in, at least in my mind, where, yeah, this is a good point at which you need to be
Yeah.
hiring somebody to take this off your plate.
Yeah. No, I 110% agree. Now, again, to branch off of that, like, what are some of the common mistakes that you see that keep business owners stuck working those nights and weekends?
The biggest mistake that leads to working nights and weekends is not having a workflow or you pop open the laptop and it's Monday and this is what I do and this is the
Yeah.
order I do it in. And when you can begin to formulate a workflow for your week that strengthens every side of the business, you actually can turn off your work brain. So for me, and so like it's basically like kind of in a Google sheet with little like done or not done.
Yeah.
When I finish that, it doesn't matter if it's 11 in the morning on a Monday. I can, with full confidence and feeling good about myself, say I'm done. There's always more. It's kind of like, if you go to college, one of the things I think that's really cool about going to college is like the scales fall off your eyes. And for the first time in your life, maybe you're like, there's so much more to learn. That's where being a business owner, there's so much more to do. But
Yeah.
the way that when you can structure your days where you've got that, and so I want to just be clear. I'm not trying to sell somebody into my program. You can literally do this with an index card that says Monday and just put the stuff that's strategic that you know is going to actually move your business forward. And you work that every single day. And what happens is after about 5 or 6 Mondays, you get faster, you get more efficient, you're able to do it in half the time. And you start
Yeah.
feeling really good, like, that because of our spaghetti brains. Samantha, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Yeah, but I do that on Wednesday. So that's fine. It's all fine. It's Monday. I don't need to do
Yes.
that because I'm going to do that. And all of a sudden, we start to have margin and breathing room in our week. So that's really the biggest mistake I see people making is the ping ponging. And I don't know a better word. Somebody said it's, I feel like I'm playing dodgeball with my to-do list. That's another way to view it. Is basically just waking up every day and flying by the seat of your pants is the absolute worst way to run a business. It costs you time, it
Yes.
costs you money, and it leads to burnout because you're working nights and weekends to stay caught up. And I want you watching the Disney movie without creating a reel. I
Yeah.
want you out on a date with your husband without checking DMs like a maniac. Like, that's not the way to live balanced. And what happens is our first year in business, anyone can do that. This is why I like people, I don't care. Business coaches will criticize me on Instagram threads like, oh, well, I like working weekends. Everybody
Yeah.
likes working weekends until they burn out. And your first 12 months in business, 24 months maybe, there's so much dopamine. You are flooding your system with happy endorphins. Like, everything is exciting and it feels good. And you get the ping, like you just made a sale. And like,
Yeah.
but after a while, it's kind of like when you're dating someone, right? You don't realize that he chews super loud and he leaves his shoes everywhere and you're tripping over his socks. Like, because you are so flooded with happy hormones, you don't actually see it for what it is. And I'm not saying that's bad, but eventually the scales fall out of your eyes and you're like, oh, okay, he's not literally the most perfect human being that God ever created. That's
Yeah.
what happens with our businesses. And that's why I'm so passionate about this topic, because anyone can do anything for 12 months. But once those endorphins calm down, all of a sudden I see so many women quitting their business. And it's almost always from
Yeah.
burnout, exhaustion, or overwhelm. And that's why I'm really passionate about having fence posts around our work time. It doesn't matter that you like it and you want to do it all day, every day. I did too, but that eventually fades and it starts to feel more like a grind, which is why it's so important to have these systems in place.
Yes, and I love that, and I think that's so true because if you start working just hours, and I think I've started to feel that too, where I'm like in my second year of business, and sometimes I'm like working past that 5 p.m. mark, and I'm like, I don't really want to be working right now.
Yes.
And I'm like, I love it, but I don't want to be working right now. And that's where that setting up that boundary and being like, okay, I'm stopping at 5. I'm not doing anything else is going to become so, so helpful for sure.
Yes. Yes, for sure. And another tip, because like I don't want anyone to feel like they have to hire me as their coach, but using those things that always happen as so behind me, I have these bookcases, right? Like as bookends. So, what in your Monday happens at the same time every day? Is it the bus pulls up in front of your house and the doors open and your kids come running up? That's your bookmark. That's when it's like, I'm shutting down at this time. Or you drive the kids to school and you get home and maybe you put on Netflix or you go but this or that. Well, instead, it's kind of like Atomic Habits talks about. It's like that habit stacking is no,
Yes.
you pull into the driveway, you stop the car, you start the Keurig, you make your cup, and then your butt is in your seat. Like that's the marker of your day. And so these bookends can really be powerful. Those things that are recurring can function as like these are checkpoints in my day. And at this time, this happens. And at this time, I'm done. I'm a huge fan of having fence posts around our work blocks because now this is
Yes.
different. Like if someone's got a 1 year old and a baby, I get that you're trying to put your business in the cracks of your day. That's not my target demographic. So if someone's listening and they're like, "Well, must be nice for her." I have 4 kids, but yeah, in full transparency, my oldest 2 are married. So I treat this like a full-time business. If someone's got lots of little kids, that's not my target demographic. You'd be better off listening to a business coach who teaches you like building your business in the cracks of the day.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to build that way and not be completely exhausted all the time because you can never put it in the off switch position. And I think that long term, that's a pretty unhealthy way to live.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Now, pivoting to sales and marketing,
Mhm.
selling confidently without feeling salesy is such a huge challenge for many entrepreneurs. What's your approach to making sales feel more natural and effective?
Do you have an hour? Okay. I'm going to try to distill this down to its simplest points and keep it short.
Yeah.
One is there's 2 ways to parent. Your kid is afraid of water. One is go inch by inch into the water until they're comfortable. The other parent is the one that just throws them in the deep end and like, yeah, they'll figure it out. So I'm going to leave the deep end stuff and I can coach people that way if they're more comfortable, like, hey, just throw me into it. But sometimes baby stepping into selling with confidence. And so testimonials, like social proof screenshots with a link to buy is like the ultimate way to sell without selling. Like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to show my face. Just do that, but do it consistently. So, like, let's pretend. So, I told you Wednesday's growth day. What if every Wednesday you got into Instagram stories or you went on threads or whatever in your email that you send to your list? Because everyone should be doing that. You just post a screenshot with, like, buy now, or this is me, Samantha. I want this. Like, that's a good way to baby step into selling with
Yeah.
confidence. Um, Another thing is just do like a tap through story where every time someone taps, the next thing appears, kind of warming yourself up to learning to actually talk about what you have. I will say that when women come to me for coaching and they say, I'm not making any sales, and I say, well, how often are you selling? Or how often are you asking for the sale? Well, I mean, the link is in my bio, and I say comment the word, no, no, no. Like, how often are you actually you're forcing sales. Like you're going in there with the intention. And usually it's like, well, once every 12 weeks. So anyone listening, you can really increase your sales by just twice a week. You make it a point that you're going to get into Instagram stories and sell. You're going to sell in every single email that you send.
Yeah.
People will unfollow. Well, I'm sorry. Is your account to be prom queen or is it to make sales? Because mine's to make sales. Like I want a business. If I wanted to be popular, I would be doing the little 3-second reel with how to make 27 months of content in 1 minute with ChatGPT. Like, if you
Yes.
want to make sales, you have to sell, but baby stepping your way there. So first you could just start with screenshots, then you could start with just like text on screen. Then
Yeah.
then you can move on to B-roll, like you're typing away and the words are over top with a link to buy. And then maybe after 5 or 6 weeks, maybe you're getting some interest in the DMs or what have you. Then you force yourself to get in stories and actually talk about it because nothing sells like enthusiasm. Like enthusiasm is
Yes.
it. And so if you need a baby step, I love Shannon McKinstry. She's an Instagram coach. She talks about like to get comfortable showing your face is, wear big old sunglasses and have like a big Starbucks drink and like kind of hide, but just make these checkpoints, make a list on a post-it
Yep.
note and just like week 1, I'm going to do this. Week 2, I'm going to do this. Baby step your way into selling, but nothing builds confidence like a result you get for a customer.
Yeah.
So where a lot of people go wrong is they roll out all this crap and it's not getting any results. So no one's in their DMs. Like I'm not bragging. I'm just saying like this morning when I woke up, I had 3 DMs from my Success Squad girls about wins they're having. So like that's the ultimate confidence boost is you're literally
Yes.
changing someone's life. And so I don't have to fake it till I make it. It's like I want to help more women build these businesses of their dreams without sacrificing their families or themselves to do it. And so the ultimate end goal is build something really awesome that's getting results and then let those results like spur you on to share it with more people. Sorry, I said that's going to be short. Clearly, I can't do anything like that, but
No, that's totally fine. I mean, while we're on these tangents, you're answering a lot of the questions, so
oh,
that's
good.
great. For someone feeling overwhelmed, buried in work, and unsure where to start, what's the first step they need to take to reclaim their time?
Oh man, this is a good one. So this will be a little outside the box, but it doesn't serve a woman well for me to help her cram more activity into a cram schedule. So I like to have people zoom out and open a digital calendar or paper calendar works too. And if I was doing this with you, Samantha, I would say, all right, first things first, forget about work, forget about everything. What are the most important things in your life to you? So you might say, it's my marriage, it's my faith, it's my kids. I like to serve at a soup kitchen on Thursdays. All right, don't do anything else. Put those in first.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Next, if you've got a 9 to 5 job and you're side hustling, put the 9 to 5, like next, put your immovable commitments that you have, whether it's work or whatever. Okay. I know it's like, what are we doing right now? The white space left is the spot you have for your business.
yeah,
And until people do that and rise above their schedule and look at it very cold and calculating, not with emotion, we can't build anything because usually just that exercise, women have a lot of aha moments. They either have way more time than they thought they had, and they
yeah,
realize they're really wasting a lot by not being strategic, or they have hardly any time. And that's why they feel so overwhelmed is they're trying to do a 40-hour a week business and they've got 3.5 hours a week. That's
yeah,
also an important aha moment. So we would start there for sure. What I've found is it doesn't matter if I help you build the business of your dreams. If your personal life is in the toilet a year from now, you're going to be a very unhappy person.
yeah,
So that's why I start there because I can say that my marriage to Keith is the most important thing to me. Well, my faith and then my marriage. But if I build a week where I'm not spending any time on any of my faith practices and Keith and I have not had a date in 6 months, I know that a year from now, my business could be a multi 7 figure business and I'm still not going to feel a lot of joy or
yeah,
fulfillment. It no amount of money. That's why you look at, I mean, I hate to say this because it's so dark, but you look at all of the rich and famous people that commit suicide or are addicts. It's because money is not enough to
yeah,
satisfy our human urges. And so I always start women there is I want them to really build their ideal week, their values driven week first and see what kind of time we're looking at. And then we work backward and say, okay, with this amount of hours, this is what you can do to optimize what you're doing in your business.
yeah. No, I love that. And I think that's so true. I do. But Kelly, this has been such an amazing interview, and I think you've given so much value and education. And I just want to know where my audience can find you and connect with you so that they can learn more about you and potentially work with you.
I appreciate that. So my website is walklikewarriors.com. The name Kelly means warrior woman, which is like a very apt name for me. So the company is named after that. It's like a riff on I want women to feel like warriors, to feel like they are strong and can build what they want to build without sacrificing anything. Now, Instagram, that handle was taken, so there's underscores. It's walk like warriors, but there's underscores in between each word. And it's my favorite color is yellow. So if you see my profile photo with yellow behind me, you found the right place. I coach for free every day in Instagram stories. I'm sure you've seen. So I'm really all about pouring into my Instagram followers, even if they never spend a
Yes.
penny with me. Is if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to start to get a ritual to your week that's going to help you feel a lot more peace.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much again, Kelly. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait for this episode to come out.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Freedom in business isn't built by running yourself into the ground. It's built by slowing down enough to get clear on what actually matters. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need to go viral. You just need systems that work with your brain, not against it. You need the right offers, the right rhythms, and the right kind of support. And most of all, you need to believe that building slow, sustainable, soul-aligned success is more than enough. Kelly's story is such a powerful reminder that profit doesn't require pressure and peace doesn't mean playing small. So if you're ready to reclaim your time and lead with intention, I'm cheering you on every step of the way. As always, if this episode spoke to you, please share it with a friend, leave a review, submit a topic using the form in the description box below, and of course, come say hi on Instagram. I'm here to make sure you never feel alone in this. Until next week, as always, I wish you the best week ever, and we'll see you next time. Farewell, fellow travelers.